Good morning, everyone. Good morning, I'm Sherry Mead, Zoning Administrator for the City of Santa Rosa, and I would like to call to order the February 2nd, 2023 Zoning Administrator Public Meeting at 10:30. Pursuant to Government Code Section 54953E and the recommendation of the Sonoma County Health Officer, the Zoning Administrator will be facilitating this meeting via Zoom webinar. Members of the public can participate virtually at www.zoom.us/join or by calling toll-free 877-853-5257. And in both cases, you'll need the meeting ID number, which for today is 828-7472-7915. Members of the public accessing the meeting through Zoom can provide comments during the public comment periods. Additional information related to meeting participation is available at www.srcity.org/zoning-admin. The meeting is also being live streamed at www.youtube.com/City of Santa Rosa. And that's a great YouTube channel to favorite because we have lots of public meetings and public hearings on that site. So now we're at the point that we're going to open a public comment period for non-agenda items. And this period is for anyone who would like to address matters that are within the purview of the zoning administrator, but that are not on today's agenda. Note that we'll be accepting public comment after our one item today as well. So this would be a time to speak on something that is not on today's agenda. Each speaker will be allowed 3 minutes to speak, if so desired, and Recording Secretary Palmer will provide instructions on how to make that comment.
If you wish to make a public comment via Zoom, please raise your hand. The raise your hand icon is located at the bottom of the Zoom screen. If you are dialing in via telephone, please dial *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute once called upon. Zoning Administrator Meads, it appears there's no hands raised at this time.
Well, let's go ahead and move on to item 3 on the agenda, which is zoning administrator business. This includes the zoning administrator statement of purpose. And the zoning administrator is appointed by the Planning and Economic Development Director and has the authority to conduct public hearings and to take action on applications for minor discretionary projects. Any determination or decision by the zoning administrator may be appealed to a higher body. So that would be the Design Review Board, Cultural Heritage Board, Planning Commission, or City Council as appropriate to the project or decision. So there are no zoning administrator reports or consent items today. So I'm going to go ahead and move to our regularly scheduled items on the agenda, which is item 5. And our first and last item today is a minor conditional use permit for a religious facility with accessory uses on 2 parcels, which are addressed as 610 and 612 Orchard Street and 801 Cherry Street. The city file number is CUP 21-034, and with us is presenting planner Suzanne Hartman.
Good morning. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Sorry, 1 second here.
Take your time. You're our only item today, so take your time.
Problems with converting non-Mac things to a Mac. Okay, let's try this one more time. There we go. Can you see my screen?
We absolutely can. It isn't in presentation mode, so we do see your other slides. There you go.
No. Okay.
Fixed it. Great job.
Hooray. All right. Thank you for your patience, and good morning, Zoning Administrator Meets. I am presenting a minor conditional use permit application numbered CUP 21-034 for Living Roots Church, which is located at 610 and 612 Orchard Street, as well as 801 Cherry Street. This minor conditional use permit is for the legalization and to reinstate a religious facility known as Living Roots Church and its accessory uses that are at all three of those properties, or two, I should say two of those properties. Here is the project site, as well as, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but directly under that highlighted square is also 801 Cherry Street, where the main religious facility is located. I would like to just give a brief history of the project. The main religious facility was built sometime in 1888, and the fellowship hall was built, I believe, around 1900. And then the two-story fellowship hall was built around 1904 with some modifications and expansion between 1951 and 1954. And then in 2009, an arson fire severely damaged the west facade and destroyed the porch of the fellowship hall. So they intended to restore that damaged building by submitting an landmark LMA application back in 2020. They also did some modifications to the main religious facility within that application as well. And so since there are essentially no new records since that accessory use was no longer in use because it was damaged, today is kind of a formality of reinstating the Sunday school operation, as well as other accessory uses on the site. So the parcel is located in a single-family residential historic area, also known as the Cherry Street Historic District. And the general plan land use designation is low residential. So as we know, it is existing non-conforming since it has been there since the late 1800s. Here is the, I'm sorry. And I also wanted to add that along the surrounding areas are low residential, neighborhood mixed use, single family dwellings, and as well as public institutional zoning district areas. And here is the site plan as well as the first floor plan. I decided to just kind of include that just so you can kind of see what was already approved in a previous LMA application and what is intended to be restored there. And here are some photos of the site. And because the project is located in a downtown specific area, there is no parking requirement, but the applicant has gone ahead and made a parking agreement with another adjacent property to use their parking lot on Sundays and Saturdays. No public comments were received at this time. And here is a list of the following findings that were made for this use permit application. And here are some of the condition or findings that were made as well. And the proposed project has been reviewed in compliance with the California Environmental Quality Act and qualifies for a Class 1 exemption under CEQA guidelines section 15301, in that the site is entirely constructed and the proposed use would not involve a negligible expansion of the previous use. So with that, it is recommended by the Planning and Economic Development Department that the zoning administrator approve a minor conditional use permit for the reinstatement of the Sunday school classroom and activities that are related to the religious facility located at 610 and 612 Orchard Street, as well as 801 Cherry Street. My contact information is on the screen if you have any questions, and both the applicant and the applicant's architect are on the Zoom meeting as well if you have any questions for them. And they will not be presenting a formal PowerPoint. Thank you.
Great, thank you for that excellent presentation and project history, Suzanne. Before I make any comments, I want to go ahead and open this up for any public comments, and Recording Secretary Palmer will explain how to participate.
If you wish to make a public comment via Zoom, please raise your hand. The raise your hand icon is located at the bottom of the Zoom screen. If you are dialing in via telephone, please dial *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute once called upon. Zoning Administrator Zoning Administrator Meads, it appears there's no hands raised at this time. We may close for public comment. Just note that there is an applicant that wishes to make a comment.
Great, go right ahead. Let's go ahead and give that applicant permissions to speak.
Hi, my name is Art. I'm really excited and blessed about this day. Looking forward to it. And I'm sure it's very clear for everybody, but I'm new at connecting in this way with buildings and whatnot. But yeah, we definitely are excited to move forward with the annex, given all approval and all of that. The main thing I wanted to just highlight was that we're going to use the building the way it was originally designed. We're not changing anything. So, but like Suzanne mentioned, that it was not used because it's been burnt. So we, I guess, like she said, it's a formality to go through this, but we're looking forward to using it the way it was originally intended to be used for. So thank you guys for your time today and all that goes into this.
Great, thank you so much, Mr. Cena, for your comments, which I'll go ahead and close public comment now. And your comments are a great segue into what I want to say, and that is that I'm able to make all of the findings to approve this project. I'm really excited to see this historic use legalized. As you stated, it's been something that's been in that neighborhood for, oh gosh, what, over 140 years, at least the religious facility itself. And when I did a site visit, and I was just really excited to envision the site full of life and that type of thing. And I'm just so, so sorry that somebody did an arson fire at that location. So I enjoyed reading the historic resource evaluation that was provided. And yeah, I'm real happy to approve this project. Please note that this action is final unless an appeal is filed with the department within 10 days of today's decision, which is Monday, February 13th, 2023. And I want to make sure with Planner Hartman that we have removed any conditions or findings related to parking requirements, since, as she mentioned in her presentation, the site is within the downtown station area specific plan and no parking is required. So if you could just confirm that, Planner Hartman, and make sure that I'm sent the right resolution so I can approve the project.
Yes, I have made revisions to the resolution, which can be found within our files. So.
Excellent, great news. So yeah, that's into today's business. Easy project, happy project. So that concludes today's business, and this meeting is now adjourned. Thanks, everyone.